man in his 20s is dead and a woman is charged with impaired driving after a crash in Etobicoke. The victim was a passenger in the car that crashed into an empty parked school bus. The collision happened just after 10:30 last night on Lakeshore Boulevard West between 13th and 15th Streets. The driver of the vehicle, a woman in her 20s, has serious but non-life-threatening injuries. She's now under arrest and charged with impaired driving. Lakeshore was closed for several hours for the investigation, but that has since reopened. Well, the Liberals are running third in just about every recent public opinion poll, but when you ask Kathleen Wynne what she thinks, she'll tell you that that's okay.
The odds have always been against me. It doesn't matter whether I was running. The first time I ran for provincial office in 2003, couldn't win this riding, impossible. I was running against a Tory cabinet minister. The leader of the opposition ran against me in 2007. I was out then. I ran for the leadership, wasn't going to win the leadership. 2014, we weren't going to win. So it actually feels kind of familiar.
Wynne made stops in southwestern Ontario on Tuesday, promoting her government's plan to build an $11 billion high-speed rail corridor between London and Toronto. NDP leader Andrea Horwath campaigned in London, saying hospitals are now practicing so-called hallway medicine thanks to Liberal healthcare cuts.
People are basically being treated in wide open hallways. They're lined up in gurneys where they don't have any ability whatsoever to have even a private consult with a healthcare professional, let alone a call bell or a washroom to use when they need it. That is something that nobody should have to deal with.
Horwath promising if elected, her party will immediately open 2,000 new hospital beds across the province. The NDP is also pledging to provide 40,000 new long-term care beds for seniors. PC leader Doug Ford spent the day here in Toronto repeating his promise to cut government spending. And here's where the leaders are today. Kathleen Wynne will be in Mississauga and Canada. Andrea Horwath visits Scarborough, and Doug Ford has stops in Oakville and Mississauga. Well, exciting royal wedding news with a Canadian twist. Kensington Palace announcing this morning that Meghan Markle's bridal party will include the children of one of her best friends, Jessica Mulroney, who is a regular guest here on Cityline. Our Melanie Ng is in London. She is getting reaction to the big news this morning.
Well, definitely some interesting news coming out of Kensington Palace. It is official. The bridal party has been announced, and of the bridesmaids included are two of Prince Harry's goddaughters, two of Meghan Markle's goddaughters, Charlotte, of course, Princess Charlotte, and Ivy Mulroney, who is the daughter of Jessica Mulroney, also the granddaughter of former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney. Now, speaking of them, two of the twin boys, they are going to be page boys as well, along with the two others, Prince George and another on the other side. This is really exciting, and let's hear from Alison Eastwood, editor-in-chief from Hello Canada, on reaction to today's announcements.
Well, we were fully expecting Jessica Mulroney's daughter Ivy to be a flower girl, or bridesmaid as they call them here, but it's really lovely that they're also incorporating the twin boys into the ceremony. It's the same number of bridesmaids and page boys as Kate had, and there's some of Harry's godchildren in there, Meghan's goddaughters, and it's of course we were expecting Princess Charlotte and Prince George to play leading roles in the wedding party. So we can't wait to see how that's going to play out.
So much more coming up. Alison here will be joining us a little bit later on from Hello, and we'll check in with you again with all of these developments, as well as some fun stuff happening around London and area. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Mel. Luxury shoe designer Manolo Blahnik is in town for the launch of his own showcase at the Bata Shoe Museum. Now, the Art of Shoes exhibit opens to the public today and will be available through to January next year. Not only is the designer a favorite of New York's socialite Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City, but of actress and royal-to-be Meghan Markle as well. Blahnik says that he will be watching the royal wedding to see if any of his pieces appear in the wedding itself.
My goodness, it's Megamania, so Meghan Mania is like everywhere, yes.
Is it possible that she might be wearing Manolo Blahnik?
Well, I don't know, because I don't think so, because she's got some couple doing the dresses, and probably they were used for their own shoes or a friend of them or whatever. But I mean, the lady's wonderful with that.
She does love your designs.
I'm very happy of that, yes. And she's so beautiful, so.
The Princess of Wales Theatre is hosting a free screening of the royal wedding starting at 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Tickets will be up for grabs starting at 9 this morning at mirvish.com. A carnival fever has reached Toronto. We got a sneak peek at this year's 51st annual Caribbean Carnival and spoke with Mayor John Tory, who won't be busting out any moves at the parade.
There's so many events that I've been to over so many years. The Kings and Queens is always, a tremendous competition, usually on a beautiful summer night at Lamport Stadium. And of course, then there's the parade itself. I mean, how could you not enjoy being a part of that parade, which I've been privileged to do many, many times. So as long as they don't make me dance much, I'll do a little bit to be a good sport. But otherwise, I think the whole thing is fun, and people should come out from across the city to support this. It's one of our premier events in the whole city and across North America.
The party officially kicks off on July 7th and continues until August 12th. The main event, the Grand Parade, will march down Lakeshore on August the 4th. Devo and Winston hopefully will be busting out those moves down at Carnival this year. We hope.